Hello, I'm Pete from Pinhole Quilting, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the M-class bobbin case that is found in all Handi Quilter machines. So here is the bobbin case, and inside the bobbin case you'll know there is something called a backlash spring. It's a C-shaped piece of black spring steel, and the function of that is to act as a brake on the bobbin. When you use the machine at normal speeds, which can be quite fast for some of the machines, when you stop the machine suddenly, the tendency is for the bobbin to continue spinning, and if that happens, then the thread can come off the bobbin and get tangled around the mast inside the bobbin case. The backlash spring stops that overspinning, so it's there for a very good reason. Now occasionally the backlash spring can fall out, or indeed sometimes it's useful to take it out just to clean inside the bobbin case. And to take it out, I'm going to use the small screwdriver that we would use for adjusting the tension on the bobbin case, and just by pulling down on the corner of pulling inwards on the corner of one of these spring sections here, hope you can see this. There we go, and we can pull the spring out. You need to be gentle with it, it's quite a flimsy piece of metal. And there is the spring that is separate from the bobbin case. Now the way that the spring is held into the bobbin case is through two tiny little lugs. You see there's a little bit of the spring section here and a little bit here, and they fit into very tiny little slots on the side of the bobbin case. There's one here, and then there's one on the opposite side here. And those two tiny lugs fit in on the inside to those two places, and it holds it securely in place. Now whilst that spring is out, I'm just going to use a little piece of tissue and to rub around inside the bobbin case, because it can get lint caught inside there, and some oil can get in there as well. So let's give it a good clean out, and then we need to put the bobbin case back in. Now the important thing is to get the bobbin spring, the backlash spring, the right way up. Now the spring action comes from the fact that there is a little raised section here in the middle. You see that center section of the spring? If I turn it sideways, you can see that that is at a different angle to the outer piece. So the center section is upwards, and we need to put it in with that center section upwards towards us. Now I have seen some machines that have come back for service, and clearly the spring has come out, and somebody's put the spring back upside down, and they've put it this way into the bobbin case. It looks the same, but it doesn't act in the way that it should. It cannot possibly work correctly in that position, and in fact those lugs are now in the wrong position to fit in the bobbin case, so you'll never get it to fit correctly in the bobbin case, and that might well cause you stitching issues. So the correct way around is like this, with the center section, the spring section pointing upwards, and then I hold it with the cutout section here at the bottom towards me, and that coincides with the cutout section here that you'll see at the bottom of the bobbin case. So then that goes over the spindle here, and then we have to carefully position it to get those lugs down into the right position here. So I'm going to push down here, and that lug should fall into the tiny slot here, and the other one into the tiny slot here, and that's in the right position, and that's now firmly in place, and that spring is pushing downwards, which is what the bobbin will do when the bobbin is in place. The other thing we can do whilst we've got the bobbin out, and this is something you should do more regularly, particularly if you have stitching issues, this outer spring here, where the thread is looped, it can get lint or thread pieces caught underneath there, and that really can affect the tension of your machine and the way that the stitches form correctly or not. Now there may be some lint or some thread caught under there and you can't see it, so it's a hidden problem. So if you've tried all of the usual things, if you're having stitch issues, make sure you have a look at this. And to do this, you mustn't use any metallic object. I've got a piece of light card here, and I can push that under the spring and then pull it towards me, and look under there, there's a little piece of thread. So that piece of thread that was under there would definitely have caused, there it is, some stitching issues. Now ordinarily that wouldn't be a big piece of thread like that, that would be a build-up of lint. I put that piece in place just to demonstrate for you that it's a hidden problem and it can be an issue. Normally that would be a ball of little thread fluff, and it's amazing what an impact that can have on your stitch quality. So those are the key things that you need to do periodically with your bobbin case, just to clean it and make sure that it continues to work correctly.